Today, we will help you overcome sexual temptations using the Bible. Subscribe to our channel if you want to get in control of your life. 1 Corinthians 6:18-20. Flee from sexual immorality. All other sins a person commits are outside the body, but whoever sins sexually sins against their own body. You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. This verse urges believers to run away from sexual immorality. It emphasizes that sexual sin affects our own bodies, whereas other sins may harm others or our relationship with God. As believers, we belong to God, having been bought by Jesus' sacrifice. Therefore, we should honor God with our bodies, keeping them pure. Galatians 5:19-21. The acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity and debauchery, idolatry and witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions and envy, drunkenness, orgies, and the like. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God. This verse lists various sinful behaviors, including sexual immorality. These actions are described as acts of the flesh, indicating they are driven by human desires rather than God's Spirit. The verse warns that those who continue in these sins will not enter God's kingdom. Ephesians 5:3-5. But among you there must not be even a hint of sexual immorality, or of any kind of impurity, or of greed, because these are improper for God's holy people. Nor should there be obscenity, foolish talk, or coarse joking, which are out of place, but rather thanksgiving. For of this you can be sure: no immoral, impure, or greedy person, such a person is an idolater, has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God. Menavi. This verse instructs believers to avoid even hints of sexual immorality. It lists other behaviors that are inappropriate for God's people, including impurity, greed, and coarse language. The verse emphasizes that those who engage in these behaviors have no place in God's kingdom. Colossians 3:5-7. Put to death, therefore, whatever belongs to your earthly nature: sexual immorality, impurity, lust, evil desires, and greed, which is idolatry. Because of these, the wrath of God is coming. You used to walk in these ways in the life you once lived. This verse instructs believers to put to death their sinful desires. It specifically mentions sexual immorality, impurity, and greed. The verse reminds believers that they have left their old sinful lives behind. Matthew 15:19. For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false testimony, slander. This verse teaches that sinful actions originate from the heart. It lists various evil behaviors, including sexual immorality. Jesus emphasizes that true purity comes from within. 1 Thessalonians 4:3-7. It is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality, that each of you should learn to control your own body in a way that is holy and honorable, not in passionate lust like the pagans who do not know God, and that in this matter no one should wrong or take advantage of a brother or sister. The Lord will punish all those who commit such sins, as we told you before and warned you. This verse states that God's will is for believers to be sanctified or set apart from sin. It specifically mentions avoiding sexual immorality. Believers are encouraged to control their bodies in a holy and honorable way, rather than giving in to lust. The verse warns against taking advantage of others and emphasizes that God will punish those who commit such sins. I want you to understand that it's not a coincidence that you watch this video, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content.